Are those with giant blood damned and without a connection to God? Since no one chooses their parentage, and to be cut off from God due to heritage seems not in line with an all-powerful God.
Yeah, I agree with those sentiments, and I know a lot of people believe that the original giants, and and some people will believe even the descendants of the giants, would be so corrupted that they would really have no choice but to be vile and not choose God. I suppose that's possible. I don't buy into that because it's not consistent with what we're told sort of biblically, that Jesus's sacrifice is greater than all the sins in the world, with one caveat: violations against um, the Holy Spirit. So creating counterfeit spirits is a
Mhm.
violation, and creating giants, um, tampering with things with life is it could be a violation. Taking the mark of the beast, which would have some sort of implication within there somewhere, and I don't have time to go into the detail of it, will send you to the lake of fire to burn forever. You don't suffer the second death. So, and blaspheming the Holy Spirit can also include being a mother goddess,
Hmm.
right? Because you're counterfeiting her. Because they, as we talked about earlier in that feminine aspect, they believe the Holy Spirit is the female aspect of the godhood, and polytheism is the queen of heaven. So, or in another Sophia. So that's how you willfully choose to rebel and lose your ability to be redeemed, I think. So I think all sentient beings, angelic, human, spirits, offspring of all sorts, have a choice to choose God or not. And if they choose God, that they and Jesus, they would be redeemable, and that Jesus' sacrifice would cover that. That they would have inherited all of these physical traits, and at some point in time, the xeroxing of the spirit wears out, so that spirit's going to come from heaven anyways. I'll come back to that in a second.
Hmm.
That there is a point where if you receive something innocently, you would not be held accountable for that because you have free choice. It's all about free choice. Everything plays out on earth through free choice. We choose God or not. If we do not choose, you still chose. You didn't choose God though. And
Yep.
that's the thing. No choice is a choice. And so when we look at even Old Testament law, the sins of the father does not pass on past the third or fourth generation. So even if the first few generations were irredeemable, at some point in time, that xeroxing of that spirit comes to an end, and the descendants aren't held accountable for it. So, pledge to God, pledge to Jesus, pledge to the Holy Spirit.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
I want to say you even covered it in your first book, Genesis 6 Conspiracy, Part 1. And I think it's talked about in one of the books of Enoch
Yeah.
that Noah potentially was witnessing to the giants during that interim period between him being told
Yep.
floods are coming and the boat actually being fully finished and then
Yep.
the deluge.
Yep.
So I like to imagine that they could have been redeemed as well, but like you had said at the
Why,
top of
why,
this,
why preach to them if they were
yeah, exactly.
irredeemable? So,
Exactly. I think the Book of Giants mentions
yep.
that they find out, hey, it's a coming, and then woe is us, essentially.